All right. I think we're good to go. Welcome to the Pinterest and SEO marketing house. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited that I'm here with you today. I've been having glitches with Clubhouse. It's been a little weird, but I'm live right now on Clubhouse. I'm also live on YouTube and I'm also live on LinkedIn. So if you guys can see me on LinkedIn, if you can see me, LinkedIn company page, which is Work and Play Entertainment. And then on YouTube, you can see me there at Flav Beats. So I'm here with you guys today and I'm excited to talk to you about how to make money on Pinterest and how you can do it using Amazon ads and how you can also use it with SEO. This is one thing that I want to make sure that you guys can understand today and give you an insight on what's been happening and how you can actually build out your audience, build out a structure, and also build out a reputation that allows you to stand out and of course be outstanding when you think about Pinterest as a platform. It's actually interesting because I have been looking at Pinterest for a couple of years now. And one of the best things I can say about Pinterest that has helped my business grow and also helped our clients grow their business too is in the area of discovery. When you think about a company and you don't know about this company and you want to learn more about this company, most times you have to go to discovery mode. You have to kind of understand who these people are, what do they do, how do you connect with them, how do you resonate with them. And these are the things that we cover. And in a couple of months, we have been able to really grow the account, really grow a lot of people on there. And people get in there a little shy because they start off thinking, what am I here for? How do I navigate the app? But in a couple of months, they're very easy to go and they can literally run it with their eyes closed. So this is something that I'm excited about sharing with you today. And it's good to see you, Carnita, CJ, and also Dr. Fashion is in the building. By the way, Brittany, I'm on YouTube right now, as you said. So I wanted to make sure I'm on YouTube and I'm also on LinkedIn too in the company profiles. Hey.
I am so proud. I saw it in the description of the event and I'm just like, wow, like he really did that. He on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube now. So I'm like, you know what? Why not?
Wow. What's your YouTube channel so I can subscribe?
It's how do I put this now? Because we're talking about YouTube. So it's Flav Beats. If you just type in Flav Beats, you will see it there. I can text it to you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it over right now. There's some things I gotta check on there, like because it's an artist profile, but at the same time, I'm like, why is my handle different? Because it shows me some numbers which are not supposed to be there. But we can talk about that, and maybe you could help me with that too.
Yeah, for sure. In your live streaming, correct?
Yeah, I'm live streaming right now.
Okay. Yeah. One thing I love about live streaming on YouTube, let's say that you don't want this extra talking in there, you can actually go back and delete it. So they do let you edit your live stream directly through the app itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it feels like forever. I feel like I'm just new again in this space. And I'm using Melon, which is now Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It really looks good. I like the way they've upgraded their interface. I've not even used everything yet, but I know I'll be doing this a lot more often now.
Well, I'm excited.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Guys, it's Brittany that helped me get to YouTube like this because I used to do it on Facebook in the Facebook group. And then I decided, you know what? Maybe I need to go to YouTube. So this is the start of many, and I'm going to keep this going. So I think every time I come on Clubhouse and I'm doing a room, I'll make sure I'm in position so I can be able to be live with you today. So I appreciate you for being here, Brittany, Carnita, CJ, Basil, and Jess as well. CJ has said something which I'm really happy to see. When Favor first audited my Pinterest, I was on 32 followers. I remember that day. And now you're at 20K plus. That is huge. That is massive, bro. I'm so proud of you.
That's major.
It's major. I won't even ask if you're available to speak. Please come up because I'd love to hear your process, what you were thinking. Because I know in the beginning when people look at Pinterest, they're like, "This thing is hard. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start." But if you really think about it long term, your goal on Pinterest is to provide value and show people that you can actually be discovered without having to be forceful. And that's the thing about Pinterest. It's a positive platform. It's a place where people go there for inspiration, they go there for ideas, they go there just to make sure that their voices are being heard and they are being seen as well. So these are things that I believe you should start thinking about as a business, thinking about Pinterest long term as well. So he said he's in the gym. Okay, no problem. Appreciate you, man. Get that workout. Let's go. Appreciate you for giving us that feedback as well. And Brittany, I know you've been on Pinterest, but I don't know if you've been on there lately. Have you been seeing anything? Have you been working around it, or you're just keeping in the back burner?
I was on YouTube watching you and on Clubhouse. I'm doing a little too much. I hold on, let me exit out. So I just been really just integrating my Amazon storefront on Pinterest just to increase my sales. Um, but I have been seeing a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but I have been seeing more ads than usual, and they're all coming from Amazon.
Like ads in your timeline?
Yeah, so there's usually either an overlay ad or I see like an ad in between me kind of flipping through different content. And I'm not sure if you know, somebody was calling. I'm not sure if that's something you noticed, but I've been seeing that lately.
I haven't seen that myself. Maybe I haven't been paying too much attention to the Amazon part of it, but I will check that out and see what they're saying and what it's actually looking like, because I know platforms on there, they run ads, and because the ads are also filtered, it's a little different from like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, where you have to be like on there to see the ad run and you can actually get any type of ad. But with Pinterest, you have to search for something specific. And maybe let's say Amazon sells it, that's maybe where they'll show up. So for them to just be showing up
Mm-hmm.
randomly is quite different.
Yeah, it's usually catered to what I'm looking for. So if I'm typing up fashion or sewing related content, they'll probably show me like some tools that I can use that's related to my keywords.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm excited about Pinterest because one of the things I know you can build on Pinterest is a following, and CJ has talked about it in the comments. So it is possible. A lot of people focus on the followers instead of focusing on the relationships, because those followers will always come and go. You'll always be having an increase in followers. And what I really noticed with Pinterest is the number of followers you have is directly proportional to how valuable your content is. That is also a subjective statement and can also be debated on. But the reason why you're getting followers on the platform is because you're adding value to people's timelines. And the thing about Pinterest is it's not like Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn where you post something and then you come back again and you have to post again to make that relevance, count. But with Pinterest, if you post, let's say, 30-minute sprints or 3 hour sprints or 24-hour sprints, however you want to do it, but you're doing it consistently, by the time I look at your first pin, I leave the app, I come back, Pixie, which is known as the algorithm, right? The name of the algorithm is called Pixie, Pixie on Pinterest. So when you look at Pixie and Pixie has noticed that you've followed this person's account, you've probably followed one of the boards, because you can also follow boards as well on Pinterest, just like you can follow hashtags on Instagram and on Facebook. You can follow boards, and those boards are specifically showing that you have a category of interest that you're liking to. So if you like one of the posts that I have in my pins or one of the pins I have in my boards, then those boards start to grow and those pins start to actually pull out, like they actually come out of their boards because you don't really watch boards on your timeline, you watch pins or you look at pins. So if you are generating content within your board and that board has pins in them that is related to the board title, right? Then you can always make sure that your content is always being seen because you're always within that vicious cycle. What have your experiences been like on the platform lately? Have you seen any difference in search, especially when you look at your analytics? Do you see a difference in how you receive information, Brittany?
I've mostly just been looking at my growth in regards to income. And I have seen a huge increase in my growth because I feel like every platform now is pushing shoppable content. So, one thing I always talk about is if you look at a lot of my videos, I talk about the same thing I do here on Clubhouse, like how to grow your business, how to grow your YouTube, but I'm integrating products into those type of content, but I'm not telling people to buy. I never use the word buy, but I am adding it to the video and I'm giving more value than anything. And after they're done watching, usually people make a purchase. So it's more easier if you're showing people how to use something or how great it is as opposed to telling them to buy something. So usually if I'm showing them how I use it or it just happened to be in a video, like product placement, I've been seeing an increase in sales by me doing that.
That's what's up. I like that because Pinterest is not a place where you want to like hard sell them. You know, then they're yes, they're ready to buy, but they're not ready to buy your product until they're able to understand what the product is. And I love what you said about that attractive marketing campaign type of, building relationships, within that ecosystem by just being focused on, hey, I have this product. I know you need this product, but this product needs your attention because there are things that it can do for you that you're probably not using it the right way. For example, if you're using, let's say, let's say like a sewing machine, right? If you're using it and you're using it a different way than I'm using it, maybe what I show you how to use it can allow you to feel more comfortable using the same product and probably use it in a different way. Maybe an iPhone, for example. You know how there's this guy that always shows up on TikTok talking about iPhone tricks. So now whenever you see a new iPhone trick, not because you're going to buy an iPhone, but because you know what's in that iPhone and you know how it works, you now want to actually have that experience yourself. So it's not really telling you, hey, buy this iPhone or get the latest edition. It's more like, this is what I'm using it for, and this is how you can use it too. So that actually builds that attraction marketing, and the consistency of it actually gives you that return on ad spent or even time spent as well. That's Pinterest for you guys. I know it's a little different and it might not be the same as other platforms because other platforms demand you to like keep going, keep going, keep going. But with Pinterest, if you really want to think about making money on Pinterest, I'd call this a three-step process. I don't want this room to be on for too long. So I want to make sure you guys can grab this information and, hit that call to action at the top of the room. The first thing is when you want to be on Pinterest, the first goal on Pinterest to make money on Pinterest is to make sure that you have a Pinterest business account. That is very basic, but that's a big fundamental part. And yes, Brittany agrees with me too, because when you have a Pinterest business account, which you can convert for free from your personal, you can easily start getting your business hub, getting some business analytics, getting some conversion insights. It gets very detailed, and that's what you actually need to thrive on the platform. Now, I usually tell a lot of people this. If you want to be on the platform on Pinterest, one of the things you have to really think about, right, is focusing on signing up with a business email. I usually emphasize this because you also want to have that NAP, your name, address, phone number, that kind of contact listing on a very high note. Because a lot of people that have a business account, for example, if let me just draw it back a little bit. Let me just rewind. If you have a business, you should be having a business email. That is a major key factor. If you don't have a business email, you're not really in business, because if I'm transacting business deals with you, then I should be talking to you from my work email, from my, workspace email, as opposed to sending it to favor@gmail.com. You won't really take me seriously, but you will take me seriously if I say favor@mywebsite.com. So that is really where you have to start thinking about your business and ask yourself, hey, if I want to build this business account on Pinterest, how can I do it in a way that is actually beneficial to my business? And how is it beneficial to my community as well? So if you're building your Pinterest account, you want to make sure that you want to have a business account, and that business account is also connected. This is the second step, connected to your website. Just like on Google Search Console, I always talk about this, connecting your website to Google Search Console. It is a big thing. It is a huge thing to think about when you're thinking about long-term success, right? So when you're building your business based on, right? Based on the fact that you have a website. Now, when you have a website, these are little technical things that I'm going to go into because I want to just give it to you guys live and direct. When you have a business account and you have a business website, right? You have a domain. And in that domain, there's something called a DNS record. And in that DNS record, that's where you're going to add things like mail exchange. If you're sending out emails, the DKIM, that's domain keys identifier mail. You can research on all those things because you want to make sure that you have a secure site. Your SPF has to be right. There are so many things you have to think about when you're using that email and then using it on Pinterest as an account holder. Because when you have that account, you have to make sure that that account is also running. Think about it, right? Imagine if you don't pay for your workspace email, you don't have access to your email. That means you don't have access to Pinterest. You don't have access to your website. So if you want your business to run like a well-oiled machine, you have to think about the reverse process. How do you put out your content in a way that people can find you conveniently and see you on the platform that's unbranded? Now, when you have your website claimed, right? Your website is claimed. And once your website is claimed, the next thing you have to start thinking about is creating your boards. Now, I usually tell people this: when you create your boards on Pinterest, your boards are not just names, they're not just figures. These are commercially based keywords that you have to consider, because when you put that keyword in your board, somebody's going to look for that board someday. And within that board, you have board descriptions, you have pin descriptions, you have pin links, you have pin thumbnails, you have all these kind of things that are going to attract them. So if you really want to think about your business long term, the SEO part of it has to be achieved first. You have to think about your business. You have to think about how your business is running. You have to think about how your business is making those waves without you having to disrupt your own business, if that makes sense. Because when you're putting out your business to people on Pinterest, you're literally in that discovery mode. So they can either ignore you or follow what you're saying. So if they ignore you, it means that you don't have your profile set up correctly. But if they follow what you're saying, then they'll end up following your account, one, and then they start following your boards, and then eventually they'll start saving your pins. Now, when you're in that point of discovery, you're now looking at your analytics over time, because now your analytics are telling you that all these links that I'm clicking on, which are called outbound clicks, are taking me to my website, right? And in my website, I have this article. Let's say how to make money on Pinterest, right? This is a room we're having on Clubhouse. I'm also live on YouTube. I'm also live on LinkedIn. And now after this room is closed, I'll now go to Pinterest and give them a nice carousel format, or I'll just give them an idea and say, hey, listen to this. Maybe I'll chop the first 30 seconds and I'll say, hey, make sure you click this to read more or to learn more. And then when they click on the link, it's sending you to your website. Now, because I'm on YouTube and LinkedIn and of course Clubhouse, right? These are open source platforms that you can easily be in and out of at any time conveniently, right? Now, if I'm looking for traffic and I want to make money on Pinterest using SEO and collaborating with like Amazon ads, for example, I would do this and think about this specifically. I would, and which I will do, take this video from YouTube, put it onto your website, right? And because your website is already connected to the Google Search Console, anytime I publish a link that has a video attached to it, allows me to create something called a video page indexing, experience, because now I'm not just focusing on text only. I'm not just focusing on images. I also have a video to support it. Now, this video that is connected to my website, I can now take that specific link and then go to Pinterest and then tell people to watch the rest of the video on the website. Now, we all know this. Whenever you click on the link, like if you click the link above, you'll be clicking on the link, and that link will keep you on Clubhouse. When you click on a link, on Pinterest, it keeps you within the platform. If you click on a link on Twitter or on LinkedIn, or on Facebook, or even on Instagram, you're going to stay within that platform, right? So if you're thinking about the long-term success of your business, you have to ask yourself, do I have a business email that I can actually have business transactions dealt with? Do I have a business account on Pinterest that people can find me conveniently? Do I have a website that people can find me as well? And more importantly, do I have content that resonates with my audience? Now, if you have these things connecting the dots together, then you have a fully SEO played out strategy that allows you to actually connect your business to Pinterest, knowing that, right? A lot of people really don't know this, but 97% of searches on Pinterest are unbranded, to tell you that everybody has a chance to thrive on the platform. On Instagram, when you click on, hey, I want to go to find the photographer in Maine, for example, you're going to find that within someone's description, right? But on Pinterest, if I'm looking for photographers, it's going to be an open source. It's not going to give me an exact person, but if I want to go through the filters, then I can actually find that person through search. That's the beauty about Pinterest. It's not just a place where people go and look for wedding photos or look for events or look for cakes. They actually go there to look for tips. If you guys didn't know this, a lot of people are on the platform to look for financial advice, right? A lot of people are on there to look for, DIY experiences. If you have a business, you can be on there as well. Like CJ as well. CJ, it would be good to let them know in the chat your business so that they have an idea. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a call with someone from London earlier today, and she was telling me how on Pinterest in the UK, a lot of people just use the app for weddings, for hairstyles, for skincare, those things that, you can easily get to see anywhere else, but you end up seeing those things, on Pinterest. And they thought that, oh, that's all that they use it for. But I told her, like, she does something completely different from that norm, right? But she has been able to look at it in a different lens, because I told her, if you are teaching people, like if you have summer camp for kids and you're teaching people how to swim, I typed in swimming lessons and it showed me swimming lessons for kids. So to tell you that it's not just a platform for just weddings, it's not just a platform for real estate, it's not just a platform for one-sided industry, it's a platform that you can actually explore and really, really stretch and expand your wings and really, really fly high on those kind of platforms like Pinterest. So Pinterest, Google, YouTube, these are three platforms you need to be on. Google, definitely, you got to be on there, and that can automatically put you to Bing if you do it correctly. And then on Pinterest, you can also have your YouTube videos living on Pinterest, because you have clickable images, clickable videos, unlike other platforms that just do it, pretty much based on the platform's API. So a lot of people don't even know this too. Pinterest is a visual search engine. It's not a social media channel. When you use it as a business, it's a visual search engine. When you use it personally, it's still a visual search engine. Just like people on Google, not everybody on Google that's searching has a business, right? But if you have a business, then when you look at your dashboard, you'll be able to see your performance as well on the platform. Whether you're able to use it correctly, are you able to connect with people? What is the idea you're creating with people, on a consistent basis? So this is a platform that I don't want you to miss out on, because you can make so much money on there. And I want to go to Amazon ads to touch on that really quickly. But before I do, Dr. Fashion, what are your thoughts on the conversation so far? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm excited you talking about it because I think it's really important when it comes to having a website and making sure everything is streamlined. Because that's something that people don't think about, especially on Pinterest, is making sure you convert it if you have a business. Because that way you can gain a lot more traffic and opportunities. If anybody did not know, they do have grants and stuff for business owners.
Could you talk more about that? Because I think a lot of people as like, oh, okay. And then they'll just be like, I don't know where to go after that. How do they get to that point and what makes them eligible?
Yeah, so usually for some of the grants, some require that you have an account. You don't need a certain amount of followers, but most of them do require that you have at least 750 followers, which I think is pretty easy to get on Pinterest if you're putting out content. And they do have different categories that you can apply for. Maybe you have a business where you do retail and you sell a collection of clothing, or maybe you sell food. You can apply for those different type of grants. And the great thing about it is if you are a content creator and a business owner, you can apply twice for a lot of those things, which is increasing your chances of getting that grant. And they'll give you anywhere from $10,000 and up. And not only do they give you the money, but you get that one-on-one support and you get access to all these private events, whether it's virtual or in person, so that you can get the additional help that you need to grow even further on Pinterest.
Thank you so much for that. I feel like a lot of people probably didn't know that, and it's good for them to see that for their long term use because a lot of people go to grant sites and look for grants, but having that creator mindset, I can actually say it like that. Having that creator mindset allows you to just bypass all the other grants that are very, very technical. And if you're just focusing on creating value for a platform like that, it can really go well. I know someone, she does sound baths on Pinterest TV. For those who don't know, you can be on Pinterest TV and you can apply as well. Just like back in the day, you could apply for a blue check, and now everybody got one if you pay for it, of course. But on Pinterest, it's kind of like the same thing. You have to apply to get on Pinterest TV. And the friend that I know who has done this on Pinterest has really been successful at it because she is doing sound baths and she puts her products on there. You have like your own studio in the back end, like a control room. You put out your products. You know how back in the day when people used to buy like refrigerators and toasters and all those things on TV in real time. It's kind of like the same thing on Pinterest now. And a lot of people are on that platform are there to purchase. That's the best thing. Now imagine if you're going live on Pinterest and you have some Amazon products and you're putting those affiliate links in those live rooms that you're doing. Or even if the live room is done or the Pinterest TV is done, you now have those links available, living evergreen, within your clickable links and images. It's a big way to grow your business. So there are so many things you can think about, and I'll make sure I put the link, in the description on YouTube and also on LinkedIn so that you can have access to know how this actually affects your business long term. I'll put that link as well here on Clubhouse, but I'm trying to figure out where the room chat is because this honestly, Clubhouse has been a little bit weird because I had to use my phone and then I wasn't getting any feedback. So I now came to Club Deck and now I can't see the room chat. So
Yeah.
hopefully I can find it. But yeah, Clubhouse is changing a little bit. I feel like being on this club, app for 3 years and you still don't know how to navigate the app. It's weird.
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna put it on YouTube in the chat, and then these people in this room got to go to your YouTube channel.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, y'all gotta get to that point so you can feel
Yeah, you get the visual and the audio
right.
on YouTube, and they can listen to you through the YouTube Music app, but also have access to the links, and it will all be there.
Exactly what Brittany said. Yeah, so you guys, please make sure that you stay connected to me on this app. This is an app that I love so much, and I've connected with so many people on the app as well. Shout out to you, Kalapo. I see Percy as well. Good to see you in the room. Hidden, good to see you. Niles, Chris, Mirage, Carolyn, Willonius. I hope I said it correctly. 9,000. Sean, good to see you as well. So, for those who are listening, right? I gotta find this room chat. Definitely gotta find it somehow. But let me know. And actually, maybe you can do it this way. Raise your hand if you, I'm gonna put it in a very nice way. Raise your hand if you have thought about using Pinterest before, but you don't know how to navigate the platform. I can see the raised hands for sure. If you guys, that's what we used to do on Clubhouse before the emojis and the reactions came out. Okay, so we got one hand raised, Niles. Okay. Anybody else has been thinking about the platform and they don't know how to use it? I know Percy would love to use that platform because with what you do with content, that's a great place for you to be on. Chris, I see your emoji as well. So I think Chris and Niles. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to check the room real quick. So if you're thinking about using Pinterest, right? Pinterest is a great place to be on. The reason why is because you get this thing called an extended shelf life, right? What does that mean? When you post on Pinterest, it takes 105 days for your post to still gain traction. So meaning that if I post something today, July, August, September, and something is happening in September and I'm posting it right now, I can still make that traffic because I know when I posted it in season, right? So right now, everybody's looking for things to do for July 4th, right? Now, if you were posting in April, for example, you could be getting those benefits till today because people are searching for things on the go. And whenever they're searching, they don't know what they're searching for. They know what they're looking for, but they don't know what they're going to find. That's why they're in that point of discovery. So when you think about being in that discovery mode, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing with my business? Do I have an email address that people can reach out to me on? If they click on my website, are they able to find my content? These are things that you have to start asking yourself long term, because making money in Pinterest is easy, but the fundamental is hard. Just like the way you enjoy to, chill by the tree and enjoy the shade and enjoy the breeze, it took a long time before that tree became what it was. So if you think about your business and ask yourself, hey, if I can put my content on this platform for a year, repurpose all the things that I'm doing on Clubhouse, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, and come to Pinterest, you will definitely do so well. And that's something that can actually improve your click-through rate, improve your traffic, and definitely improve your social signals. This is why I'm saying this, and this is why I'm emphasizing on this. A lot of people use a lot of these SEO tools, right? Especially if you're in the SEO world. And for me, I use two of these SEO tools. I use SEMrush or SEMrush, depending on how you like to say it. And then I also use Ubersuggest. Now, Ubersuggest was created by Neil Patel, amazing guy. And Ubersuggest, when you look for things on keywords, right? They have three social channels or three social signals, I can put it like that allow you to know whether you're ranking or whether you have that kind of backlink profile. The first one is Facebook. The second one is Pinterest. The third one is Reddit. Now, if you are really focusing on growing your business, making money on the platform, and just like Brittany said, don't go there and say buy now or click it to buy now, because they definitely won't. Nobody wants to be sold to. But if you tell a story, just like we all know, facts tell, stories sell. If you tell a story that actually is resonating with them and they enjoy it, then they'll be like, oh, I like that dress. Oh, I like that vase. Oh, I like that drape. I want to get it, and you've talked about it, but you didn't tell them, hey, you got to buy this now before it goes down the drain. You have to really ask yourself, hey, if I'm being on this platform, what am I using the platform for? Am I there to educate? Am I there to entertain? Or am I there to do both? And if you can do both, even better, Because now imagine if you have an Amazon affiliate account and you're putting in things like books. Let's say you're talking about a book, right? Like right now, I'm reading this book called Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi. Crazy book. You guys, like, it's so unconventional. Like the way he talks about things in there, it's crazy. And so it's really what it sounds like. Sell like crazy. And imagine me getting a book like that and then saying, okay, on Clubhouse, on Pinterest, I'm going to talk about this book. I'm going to give you these insights. Now you can start to make your money, like, like the GIF in Britney's profile. So you think about it like that, right? And you have to ask yourself, hey, if I really want to make money on this platform, how can I make money connecting the dots consistently? You can do it through the books. I can literally take that book, Sell Like Crazy, talk about it, give you the link to my Amazon affiliate link, and then on top of that, have a podcast because I'm talking about the book, and now you're listening to the book literally through my lens, through my perspective, and then you're buying the book, and I have no fulfillment, commitment, but because you clicked on that link, now you have access to more of my information, and I'm able to make a sale off that. Now, it sounds very easy. It sounds like cookie cutter, but you have to ask yourself, can I create a strategy that can allow me to suspend all the other things that I'm doing that are not really bringing me value, and then focus on that 4% that is giving me the most value, which is creating videos, which I'm doing right now on LinkedIn and YouTube. And of course, I'm on Clubhouse, and then sending out emails. When you do those two things, you're building those leads, you're nurturing those leads, you'll definitely convert those leads. So there are so many ways to go about it. You just have to ask yourself, what is the best call to action and what is the best point of action so I can achieve those action points at a faster rate without having problems. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but for those who said they want to use Pinterest like Niles, like Chris, please make sure you click the link above so that you can book a call with me. I'd love to connect with you and see where you are and see how you can create, this business for yourself long term. If you see what CJ talked about earlier, when I started off with him, he was very low on followers. Now he's racking up on followers now on Pinterest. So this is a place to be. And Pinterest is so underrated, don't you think, Brittany? I don't know why it is, but it is at the moment. It's
Yeah,
scary.
I don't know. I think because when I go on social media and I see and hear people giving out tips, they never bring up Pinterest. So I think that's one of the main reasons is not enough people are talking about it. Um, but it's like, can I be mad at it? Because all the organic traffic I'm getting, Pinterest is lit though, you guys. So if you're not on there, you really need to be on there. I can tell you for a fact that I get way more monthly views on Pinterest with way less followers than I have on my YouTube channel. So on YouTube, I have over 1 million subscribers in total because I have multiple pages. But on Pinterest, with all my channels combined in just one particular account, I get more monthly views. And I don't even put in half of the amount of work that I do for my YouTube channel. So it's just crazy that people don't talk about this enough. And I just really been making so many sales on there. And I just let the money just sit. So I have like a Pinterest bank account where all my affiliate link money just go into that account. And I'm at a point now where I have enough to have a down payment on a home. So it's like, if you guys are not on Pinterest, you're really missing out on the opportunity to just get more visibility, increase your income, and just be seen and heard. So definitely check it out.
That that is major. That is major. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are asking or wondering, okay, if you can make money on Pinterest, how much is a unit? Like, do they have to spend so much, or can you put like a low ticket offer and just, throw that bad boy in there, and then before you know it, you're getting all those referrals and links? How does that work for you right now?
Yeah. So, like, in regards to making a sale,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's so many programs out there, but I would say obviously it's kind of smart if you guys sign up to Amazon because they have that partnership with Pinterest. But Amazon is like my top number one affiliate, and then Canva is my second. So I do create a lot of like DIYs and tutorials with Canva products, and then if I get people to sign up, I get a commission, and they're pretty gracious with the commission. But in regards to Amazon, I mean, they sell everything. And the crazy part is you don't have to make a sale to get paid on Amazon. So let's say, for instance, well, this is a real life situation. I did a room here on Clubhouse on how people can get items for their business discounted. And one of the ways is by you creating an Amazon business account. So by people clicking my link and signing up, I just got paid just for that. And that was $15 per person. There was over 1,000 people in my room coming in and out. Over 1,000 people. And that room is listed on my profile. This is not a game, y'all. So I took that content and then I repurposed it and put it on Pinterest as well. So I noticed that people were signing up on Pinterest. And then when I checked my analytics on Amazon, it was a bunch of money just sitting there. And I'm like, wow, something that I promoted that's free for them. They didn't have to buy anything, but I just got paid. And what we call that on Amazon is a bounty. So if you're getting people to sign up for Amazon Prime or a business account or EBT grocery or something, you get a flat rate for that. And that's just a lot of money. It doesn't require them to pay for anything. They just need to sign up.
And sometimes it takes a lot for someone to sign up. It's such a hard process.
No, for sure. But I think with Amazon, I feel like everybody and their mama have an Amazon account. So signing up is pretty easy if you already have a profile. So I do know sometimes people can be lazy, but they ask you for the most basic information, and people signed up. They did it as I was talking. So I always want to make sure that people don't wait until after they're done with what I'm saying. They get it done as I'm talking. So it worked out.
That's amazing. I appreciate you bringing that in insight, because it also helps people know that, if I'm talking about Pinterest and no one else is, it's like, oh, is it really, really working? But when you show up like this and people are listening to you, they're like, okay, we see it from your perspective as well. And some people just wait. Like, we're at the end of June now. Before you know it, the end of July is going to be here, then August. And before you know, we're saying Happy New Year in 2024.
Right.
So it's like, what are you really doing with your time? A lot of people will say, oh, I'll get back to it. I'll get back to it. But time is going and money's going too.
That is so true. And I did want to add that don't feel like you need a huge following count to make money, especially with affiliate marketing, because a lot of creators I come across here on Clubhouse and other apps, they'd be like, well, I don't have a following, so who's going to buy? Everybody. Because oftentimes we share things that we love with friends and family, and they purchase because they trusted us. It's the same thing when it comes to affiliate marketing. So maybe you don't have a large following when you're starting, but if you're not paying attention to what's happening in the creator economy, it's the micro influencers that are making most of the money, not people with millions of followers. Trust me. So that's why a lot of these big corporations are working with micro influencers to do UGC content, which is user generated content, is because they are the ones that's really making the sales. People trust them. They know that they're not just doing it for following count, or they have fake followers. They have real people that are watching them that are making purchases. So even like some of my friends, they shared online, you guys need to see Spider-Man because it was a great movie. A bunch of people saw it because they said it was great, and they don't have a super large following. So once again, if it's something you enjoy, whether it's a product or service, you can share it on Pinterest or any of your platform and just start generating income from there.
Look at that. That's what's up. I like that. It changes everything. And by the way, Carnita moved over to YouTube. She's like, I'm switching. So it's good to see Carnita on YouTube as well. And she loves the sound effects. She said, right, structure your business correctly. And it's also good information as well. And what you just said too, Brittany, is so, so true. The follower count is so important, because on Facebook, on Instagram, you can buy followers. You can buy them easily. Like, I know websites you can buy. I can give them to you if you want, but I wouldn't be the one to give it to you, because I'm not going to be, it's not me. You're going to be telling people, hey, I got it from Favor. I won't give it to you, but I know where they are. And I don't even do it myself, because I know that, first of all, that's not ethical. Secondly, it's not professional. And third, you're not really going to make any sale. You're going to get some clout. Yeah, maybe some clickbait. But guess what? Imagine if you have 43,000 followers and your last 9 posts, you're getting an average of 5 likes per post. That is not right. This is what it sounds like.
I'm dead.
It's true.
Yes.
It's so true. So you have to ask yourself, guys, where do you really want to spend your time and money? Platforms like Pinterest and Amazon, these are money grabbers. Like these are platforms that people will spend money on. If I see a couch on Pinterest that I like, I'll probably click on the link and it will take me to Wayfair or take me to Furniture Mart or take me to Rooms to Go or take me somewhere I need to be. And then I can easily connect those dots and be like, oh, I saw something like that on Pinterest. I'm going to buy it or I'm going to make it into something that I saw. And then you go on Amazon, compare your prices and win. Etsy as well is a good place for you to be in because that's another avenue. And all these platforms I'm talking about, Pinterest, Etsy, Amazon, you need to have a website to make sure that you're actually gaining traffic because what benefit is it to you if you're on all these platforms? Yes, you're making sales, but you don't have an email list. Maybe your email list is coming from those sales, but you don't have a place to put them together. Because when you make those sales, guess what? You're getting their contact information. But if you're not using that contact information to repurpose, to retarget, to resell, to reprogram, to whatever you want to do with it, then there's something missing. So you have to really ask yourself, hey, I want to make money on Pinterest, but I'm not there to make money primarily. I'm there to actually change the narrative. Right now, AI, because AI is being talked about so much on Pinterest, it's not really talked about so much, but it's available. It's there. I've seen it myself. But if you are going there and you want to talk about AI, talk about how you're using it for your business, and then you send them, hey, click this link to get these tools, it will go a long way. Like right now, for me, since January, I've been literally on an AI hunt, SEO tool hunt, and I've found a good number of links. I think there are probably over 50 of them. And I'm putting something together right now that you'll be able to have access to, which is also going to be part of the package of the SEO course that I'm putting up together for you guys. It's a mini course. And in that mini course, you'll have access to this SEO tools, which is going to be a PDF that has clickable images. And that's where you'll be able to get all these insights because I've been finding these tools and it's been working for me. I've tested, I've tried them, they work, and I want them to work for you too. But before it works for you, you got to work for yourself. You got to make sure that your business is visible, your business is connected, your business is credible, and your business is profitable. If you can do those things, you can go a very, very, very long way. And Carnita said it's better over here. So I'm glad you like it out here on YouTube. So I'll definitely be back again. And if you have any questions, please let me know, Carnita, because I know you're on YouTube as well. Now, for those listening on Clubhouse or LinkedIn, or even YouTube as well. And my room chat is on now, so I can see it. Put in the chat for me, what is your biggest takeaway from today's conversation? I know you've heard a lot, and I don't want to overwhelm you any further. What is the major key takeaway you have received? And I'm looking at the room chat right now. I'm kind of like crossing my eyes now because I'm going to YouTube and I'm coming back to Clubhouse, but I want to see what you guys are going to say. One of the things for me, I'll just tell you as I'm waiting for the room chat to populate, because I'm sure you guys are probably thinking of what to say. When, yeah, glad I found the chat. Yes, Chris. Definitely, I found it. Clubhouse is always weird, but I'm getting the hang of it even after 3 years. But I would say this, when you use Pinterest and you use it like a business and not like a consumer, then you are going to go very, very, very far. Why am I saying this? 10 years from now, you will still be able to generate leads organically because you placed a system in place of your business, whatever you're creating your business with. Now, let me give you an example because I always like to give examples, right? I was on Pinterest. I don't even know when it was, but it was sometime this year, early this year. And because I love to travel, I'm always traveling. So I like to see some travel hacks, trying to see some few things. I don't know if you guys know this. This is kind of like bonus tip information because I like to drop it in the middle of my rooms. If you guys purchase your tickets, if you ever purchase your tickets, your flight tickets on Tuesday nights, that's when they're least expensive because Monday they drop off and then Tuesday they have to recalibrate. So if you want to purchase a ticket, a flight ticket, look out for Tuesday nights. I think around 11 p.m., but anytime in the evening is good to purchase those tickets. And you don't even need to purchase, just look at the charts and see how that works for you. And if you use Google Flights, for example, you can use a one-way, purchase a one-way ticket, purchase another one-way ticket. You can save you on some cash. I use a platform called Hopper, which helps me a lot. I'm just giving you guys insight, and there's somewhere I'm going to with this. So on Pinterest, I was looking for travel hacks, right? And then I found this beautiful, aesthetically pleasing looking pin, right? And I saw it, I was like, oh, this is nice. And before I even say what I'm about to say, on Pinterest, they don't tell you the year. They don't tell you when this post was. This post was done 10 years ago, but it doesn't show that to you because if you click on something that was 10 years ago, you're probably not going to go back there, right? But imagine if you just show up on someone's timeline, which happened for me, and I clicked on the image, which was really looking good. For me, I usually like to look at some specifics, like when was this posted, who posted it, how long is it, do they have internal links, do they have external links, do they have their SEO framework done? I just do it with a no-brainer. Like I just look at a website and I start looking at all those things. So as soon as I looked at that article, the first thing I saw was the year 2013. I was like, 2013? This person wrote this 10 years ago. And then as you scroll down the list, you see a section that says, hey, if you want to get more travel hacks, sign up. This is 2013. Today is 2023. 10 years ago, this person decided to put that information there and say, you know what? I'm just putting in the ocean. Wherever it goes, it will go. Now, imagine if your Instagram post, your LinkedIn post, your Twitter post, your TikTok post, your reels, your videos, your content, your offer, your message, your business, your brand, your colors, all those things are put on Pinterest and they're put in form of a mood board, right? Then you're going to start seeing a lot of traffic because there's something called Pinterest trends. So imagine if you're focusing on helping people today and definitely helping people for tomorrow, Pinterest is where you need to be because I don't see any other platform on the internet that allows you to see a post that was posted 10 years ago. Even Google doesn't do that. When Google sees your post, Google has like this 2 to 3 year timeline. Whenever you go on Google search, you'll see, oh, this post was done in 2019 or in 2020 because it's looking for fresh content, right? But imagine if you posted that in 2013 and then in 2023, you just update your stats, update some graphics, maybe update the title. Google is going to rank your website as 2023 content because it's been refreshed in real time, right? But when they click on that link, they'll see originally published 2013, recently published or recently edited 2023. When you think about those things, right, you think about the long-term effect of how your business can grow and not just focus on post and ghost. Because if you post and ghost, like, Brittany said, you're still making money, but you're posting it in a place that people can actually find you. And one thing I love about Pinterest, as opposed to like Instagram or Facebook, I love all these platforms. I've always been there. I've been on Facebook since I think back in 09 or was it 07. I've been on Instagram since I think July 7, 2012. I've been on the apps, I've been on Twitter as well since 2010, I think August. So I love these platforms because I'm always an alpha beta tester. Whenever I see a new platform, I'm on it. Clapper right now, I've been on there myself too. TikTok, I was there when it was called Musical.ly back in 2016. So I've seen all these platforms that we enjoy today. Snapchat too, I've been there too. So I look at these platforms and I always trying to ask myself, okay, these platforms are here for decades, right? They're still young. If you think about it, 10 years, 12 years, they're still very young, right? But if you ask yourself, I want to be on this platform today so that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, people can still find my content. They can still find me valuable. That's where I get to see that return on my investment as a creator. Now, you're not on that platform to sell. You're on that platform to tell. I'll say it again. You're not on that platform to sell, you're on the platform to tell. Because when you tell the right story to the right person will be able to buy what they're looking for because you're able to tell them better. If you keep saying, hey, buy now, buy now, buy now, that's all they know you say. If they don't know anything else, they can't really navigate that. And there's a reason why people sometimes don't buy. It's because you've not really given them that full scope of what they're paying for. So if you're able to do that in very small bits and do that sequentially and consistently, you can go a really, 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 really long way. So I appreciate you guys for, being here with me today. It's good to see you, Roz. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, Iona and Pauline as well. I'm looking at the chat and I see Chris said something that caught my attention about the business email. Yes, it's very important to have that business email because that's how you can actually transact sales. I don't know anyone that has sold through at gmail.com. It's possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible. There are people who sell with at gmail.com, but if you really want to start putting yourself at a position where you are actually running the show and you're actually doing it as a business, you want to have your business email there. Because on Pinterest, there's a section that allows you to put your phone number and your email publicly. Now, if somebody clicks on that contact information and then they see favor@gmail.com, they're not going to take that business seriously. They're not. But if they see support at or hello at or info at or favor at, then I know that, okay, this person actually means business. Why? Not because you have a business email, but because we know that you have to pay for that kind of service, meaning that you're paying for that service somewhere. So it's an indication that you are in business. That's why even in, like, I know in Georgia, I'm sure it's in also other states too, but every year as a business, you have to pay a fee so that you can tell the state that you are still active in business, right? You have to pay that small fee. I think in Georgia, it's about $50. You have to pay to make sure that, hey, my business is still registered and I'm still active as a business. Now, when you don't do that, right, they give you 4 months to do it. If you don't do that, then your bank account is pretty much dormant or frozen. Because even when you set up a business account, you have to have your EIN number, you have to have your tax ID number, you have to have a business phone number, you have to have things that are in place, you have to have a business email, right? So when I'm telling you guys these things, you should have already done them. If you're really in business, you should have already done them before coming to the platform. But if you're doing them while coming to the platform, it means you've probably not thought about your business, because Pinterest is not going to make the sales you're looking for. It will make those sales after you've put the house in order. I treat websites like land. I've always said this before. Whatever you add to that land is how the property and the value increases. If you don't add value to it, you're on your own. But if you add value to it, right, and you're giving people value by just telling them information, helping them learn more about the platform, helping them learn about your business, then they're like, oh, this person is so cool. They've never sold anything to me. What are they selling? Why are they so consistent? Why are they so persistent? Why are they so, qualified for what I'm offering? Then you start to realize that, okay, I'm actually serving the people. That's when you start to see an increase in traffic. That's when you start to see an increase, in business. Now, there's something I want to share with you guys because of this business email, and I'm coming to the next points as well. I saw something on Pinterest, right? His name is Tony Hill, right? I'm giving credit where it's due. His name is Tony Hill. And he talked about something on it was this morning. Yeah, around 9:18 a.m. Eastern. He said he's getting about 1 million visitors on Pinterest, right? And these are the things that he said. When I read them, I was like, this actually makes a lot of sense, because when you keep saying the same thing over, sometimes it doesn't resonate. And then when someone else says it, you're like, oh yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to give you guys the juice real quick. It's a quick thread. He said, pinning more before and after images work well. This is all subjective, so you guys can all try this yourselves as well. Studying Pinterest and making sure you have like top 10. For me, I would not even do top 10. I would do like in odd numbers, top 3, top 5, top 7, top 9. And when you think about the odd numbers, it goes a long way. Think about your radio station, like back in the day, where they used to say, oh, your top 9 at 9 p.m. They're doing those things on purpose because they're matching that numerology, into the factor. Here are the top 3 ways for you to set up your business. Here are the top 5 things you need to do. That odd number speaks volumes, even with SEO, more than the even numbers. It's a weird fact. I didn't create that. This is just what information I'm giving you guys up front. I appreciate you, Ross, for that acknowledgement as well. So using odd numbers helps your business grow because those odd numbers spark interest. And then you can also add, here's a bonus, because you may have 3 tips and then you may have a fourth one, on the other side. So you can use that as well. The third one, looking at your Pinterest analytics page more like a Google Analytics. Now, I'll say this real quick. GA4, for those who are listening that have a website, right? These are things that I'm looking into as well myself. If you're using Google Analytics by July 1st, they have been announcing this for I think almost a year now. By July 1st, Google Analytics is going down, and then there's going to be something called GA4. Now, I went a step further, and I don't usually tell people this on Clubhouse, so I'm just giving you like the ballpark because this is something I do for our team and our clients, is that when you see a platform that is telling you that you need to switch your server, you need to switch your analytics, that says a lot about the business. And a lot of people don't think about it this way. There's a platform we use now that is an analytical platform that is actually credible, and it's certified, and it allows us to get more insights on our pages. Because Google Analytics, right, it shows you how many visitors you have, your bounce rate, your behavior, your social networks, your goals. That's great, right? That's amazing. That is perfect, right? But you want to go a step further, because I like analytics. I like to go into data really, really deep. And Pinterest Analytics does that for me, because the same thing that Tony is talking about is the same thing I'm about to say, which is when you use your Google Analytics, right, and you're using it consistently, great. But if you connect your Google Analytics to your Google Search Console, you don't really need your Google Analytics. You can still use it, but because your analytics is associated with your console, it shows that your business is running the show on a search engine, right? Now, when you're getting that real-time traffic, like, oh, 3 people are signing up, 3 people are on my website, you're getting that real-time information. That information is transcribed and sent to the console, and that sends a signal to the sitemap showing that you do have traffic, you do have analytics, you have information. So there's a platform that we use now with our clients that allows you to actually have privacy-enabled analytics, and that is even better because during this research, I got to know that with with your analytics on Google, it's only about 20% that they give you, right? And that's because of the privacy laws and all those things Google has been going through. It's so much that they've been going through. So it's really hard for you to be like, oh, I'm using this platform and I can see everything. But with this privacy enabled analytics tool, you have to pay for it because Google Analytics is free. But this tool, you'd have to pay for it, right? It's about 47 bucks a month or so. So if you're spending it, depends on how many websites you're also trying to organically get. But it gets your IP address. It tells you whether you're using like a Linux or a Mac or Windows. Google doesn't really tell you that specifically. So these tools allow you to really understand what you're creating and how you're putting that out for your business long term. So I don't want to really spill the beans on that because that's a whole discussion for another day. I may bring it to Clubhouse. And if you guys are reading my articles, you'll definitely see it in the recent ones. I put it there. And sometimes when people say, where's the greatest place to hide something? It's in a book. I kind of say the same thing for web pages, because when people look at web pages, I think about them like books. So if I put a link there and you don't read it, then you didn't see it, but it's been available for you or to you. So I just make it available for you guys to do the treasure hunt and find it there. But if you really, really want to know how it goes down, you can get with me one-on-one and we can talk about it as well. The fourth one is niching down even more to a specific audience and demographics, including your pins and your boards, right? Thinking about age, lifestyle, ethnicity, stage of life, hobbies, disabilities, so on and so forth. Pinterest allows you to actually get that information through the door. It's a really good platform because I was doing this for a client. They do like really cool stuff, and they were trying to set up their website, and they're still in the early stages, but they were trying to do some research. So we ran Google ads, and we also ran Pinterest ads. The Pinterest ads data we got back was way more helpful than the Google ads that we received. And we spend the same budget on both platforms. Now, with Google ads, it tells you the keywords, the searches, the clicks, all that good stuff, right? But with Pinterest, it went to the detail of even telling me the region, right? Because with a platform like Google, like I've said, this is still a Google product, guys. Google Analytics, Google Ads, Google AdSense, anything that has Google next to it, Google Mail, Google Workspace, these are all Google products, right? Google Meet, these are Google products. So they still have that privacy enabled within their, their policy. So with Google ads, you can see those results, but you don't really get that granular result. With Pinterest ads, let's say I'm running an ad in Texas, right? On Google ads, it will tell me, oh, Houston, it will tell me Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Corpus Christi. It will give me all these things, right? That I'm looking for. Fort Worth. It will give me those exact details, right? But on Pinterest, it goes deeper. It now tells me, oh, you're getting traffic from Richmond. You're getting traffic from Sugarland. You're getting traffic uh, I'm thinking about all the names in Humble. I'm because I used to live in Houston as well, so I kind of know the places too. So it gives you those specific details. It tells you the ages. It tells you whether they're using a tablet, whether they're using a mobile phone, an iPad. They'll tell you what version it is when you now use that other analytics tool as well. So you get to really know that, okay, my audience are not on Android. My audience is on iOS. So I rather spend money on iOS than spending on Android because I'm not getting a lot of hits there. Now, with Facebook, Instagram, when you're running ads, this is like a quick tutorial for you guys as well, because we're talking about ads. When you look at the ads on Google, Facebook, Instagram, especially when you think about the learning phase, right? It takes a long time for you to get out of the learning phase for like a Facebook or an Instagram ad. But for Pinterest, the learning phase is a little shorter, right? Because when you run an ad, it tells you between 7 to 14 days is when you're able to really figure out whether you want to continue the ad, optimize it, modify it, so on and so forth. With a platform like Facebook or Instagram, once it gets out of the learning phase, great. Now you have your ideal client avatar. You can do your lookalike audiences. On Pinterest, it's called actor-like audiences. So it's more of a consumer behavioral trait than just lookalike. Because when you think about lookalike, it's like I look like you, look like me. But that's where it stops, right? But with Pinterest, it's actor-likes. The way I'm acting is the way you're acting. So the way we act actually results into a different consumer behavior trait. If I look some type of way, or if I like this color, if you like this color, great. That's where it stops. But if I'm acting a certain type of way, it's because I'm reacting to something or I'm responding to something. So it's very much more granular in the results you're getting, and it helps you get a much better tailored report than just looking at it from the back end. Now, with Google ads, Pinterest ads, Facebook ads, these are all great platforms to use. But if you want to think about making that sale on Pinterest, you have to start thinking about what you can offer for free, right? When you offer for free, and what I don't mean for free forever, I mean, what can you tell someone in 30 seconds that they can understand you that actually allows them to follow you? And those followers you get on Pinterest are genuine. If you guys read the comment that CJ talked about earlier, he had 32 followers when I first audited his Pinterest, and now he's at 20K. This was 3 years ago. I met CJ. I met CJ on this app 3 years ago, and I was telling him, yo, I wouldn't promise you anything, but what I will tell you is that you will not regret being on this platform. And now look, he's enjoying himself on Pinterest. So I'm just saying this for you guys who are listening that may have not used the platform or not know how to use it. This is a platform that you want to be on. Pinterest is a platform you want to be on long term. Whether you're doing anything on YouTube, whether you're doing anything on LinkedIn, you also want to be on Pinterest, because the longevity of Pinterest, the shelf life you get on Pinterest, is going to help your business grow further, larger, and longer, because you're able to stay consistent and give people quality value at an evergreen state. That's what I'll definitely say for that. So Chris talked about the business email as well. I'll be quick on this too because I have about, yeah, I have three more to go. Now, this is something I talked about earlier with AI, and Tony talked about pinning incredible images using Mid-Journey. So if you're using AI tools, to create your content, it's a great place for you to actually be on Pinterest, because imagine if I'm hearing something new for the first time and it's coming from you. Guess what? I'm sticking with you because I know that I heard it from you first. That's why when you think about all these, news sites like TMZ, when you hear, or TMZ reported it first, then you're like, oh, it's actually legit. In the sports world, you can hear it from Bleacher Report, or you can hear it from this guy called Fab as well. He gives you accurate information. So when you hear it first from him, you know it's legit. So if somebody comes to Pinterest and they hear it from you for the first time, and they know it's coming genuinely from you, and they can do their own fact checking and come back to you, then you're the person to go to, because you're actually giving someone value, and you're showing them that you actually care about their business and you care about their well-being as well. Pinning consistently is a big thing as well. And overlay text images are great. He says it this way. He said text is the article headline, white background, black text using Pinterest built-in text overlay tool. Now, these are the things that he's talked about, and they're very basic. This is the same things I'm talking about. So you can easily get this information for free online. But the implementation is going to be on you. It's going to be 100% on you, because you're the vision carrier. We're just helping you carry that torch forward. We're getting more people to see it. But if you don't know what you want to do with the platform, don't start. Because if you don't know what you're doing, the platform will not give you the right responses. Platforms like Pinterest take a while to grow, and you have to see that happen for yourself long term. I'll give you guys this last pro tip, right? If I go to the next comment I see in the chat. Whenever you run an ad, I'm telling you guys this for free. You may take it or leave it. Whenever you run an ad, this is what you need to do. Make sure that the ad that you're running does not have a end date. It shows you the timeline, it shows you the lifetime. But what I've come to see just by looking at different case studies, I'd rather run an ad that has no end date that I can manually stop than have an end date within the buying cycle or within the ad cycle. Why? If you say I'm running an ad from July 1st to July 31st, the algorithm knows that closer to July 31st, they're not going to really spend your money like that, right? Just going to throw the money in the air and see who catches it, right? But if you're running an ad and you know, okay, July 1st to July 31st, I'm running an ad, but the algorithm doesn't know I'm stopping it on July 31st, but I know I can easily manually stop it. So that means my dollars are being spent correctly. It means that I'm actually getting quality feedback for my dollars spent, and I'm able to understand the gross and the net policy when I'm thinking about how much I'm spending. And I'm speaking specifically to Pinterest, because when you run an ad on Pinterest, you can do the same thing too. Now, on Pinterest, they have something called impressions, right? Like every other platform, but they have something else called gross impressions. Gross impressions. So if I have 10,000 gross impressions and then I have 8,000 impressions, that means that other 2,000 that was pretty much unfiltered allows me to really know whether my content is breeding good results or not. Now, when you turn that off, right, manually, that's on you. You can do that. But I've realized just doing a lot of testing, when you don't turn, let me bring it back. When you don't put an end date on your ad, right, it's a better way to actually see results. And this is subjective. Anybody can try it any way they want to. But from what I have seen, don't turn off your ads, or don't put an ad limit or put an ad end date on your campaign, because it kind of confuses the algorithm, and you don't want to confuse the algorithm, especially if you're trying to get out the learning phase really fast. Brittany, what are your thoughts on this as well? Because I know Kolapo just said Pinterest is a great opportunity for businesses. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the ad space as well, especially for businesses.
Yeah, like for me, I have not ran any ads on Pinterest. I was actually planning on testing that out this year for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So when I do, I'll let you guys know. But I'm so impressed with the organic traffic that I get from Pinterest. I just can't imagine what it would look like if I actually invest in getting more visibility on my page.
Yeah, you would do so well. Now, since you mentioned Black Friday, what are your plans? What are you thinking about running an ad on? Is there a specific offer?
Yeah, so I already, for anybody that haven't thought about what you're going to be selling or promoting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you definitely should have that together right now. So if you haven't already, kind of work on that. So I have a lot of like digital products that I'm going to be pushing, as well as physical products like merch for our clothing line. And for the most part, I would say it's just more so getting more people to join our community and be a part of our membership. So that's the main focus. But we will be pushing out a lot of digital products like ebooks, planners that they could buy either online, like the digital or the physical.
Oh, nice. Like the ebooks and the digital downloads.
Yeah, so usually for the planners, they're about anywhere from 15 to 25. And I do have multiple businesses. So it'll be for content creators, and then I have one for fashion designers and then business owners. So it's going to be quite a bit of products that I'm going to be pushing during
Oh,
that season.
oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I'm already starting to think about different ways you could, attract your audiences, especially when it comes to traffic, because when you have your conversions tag manager, or they call it Pinterest tag manager for conversions. That's the accurate way of saying it. When you have that connected to your website, it's going to give you all that information you're looking for, and you're driving traffic to that site. Because sometimes when people purchase from you, even though it's $1 or two or 25 or 50, before they even put their card on file, they want to know what they're paying for. And that's why I love that you're using Pinterest as a way for them to discover your business in those different assets, using different verticals, and you're still driving traffic to that landing page, because what you're giving them for free is already valuable enough for them to stay. And then when they're paying for it, they know that, oh, okay, I'm paying for this because I know that there's more behind what I'm being told. And if I can just apply what I'm being told for free, then it qualifies me to actually get those things that I'm being paid for, or I'm paying them for, to get in a much, much faster way. Because when you think about free and paid, free is like, okay, I can spend all day listening to this house, this room. But if it's paid, I know that I have a specific time allocated to achieve this task. So I appreciate you for bringing that up, Brittany.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say, adding to that, testimonies definitely help, because I do know, like, even here in Clubhouse, there's been some people that were kind of hesitant to purchase from me, but mostly it's because they had bad experience with somebody else, either on this app or a different app. So
Mm.
they were just like, man, I'm not trying to spend any money. But when you have real people that's able to vouch for you and just give a testimony of what their experience have been like, that could be part of an ad as well. And we've been able to like integrate that into like our social media stories and even in our content. And sometimes during the time that I'm running my campaigns, I'll even bring on a real customer on a live stream with me if they are comfortable talking about their experience. And by me doing that, it has definitely increased my sales, because now people be like, oh, okay, I see you've been able to go from 0 to 1,000 plus followers and you made money and you're doing this full time. Obviously, she's providing something that is helpful for the community. So if you have customers that have liked your product or service, definitely figure out a way that you guys can collaborate, and it could be like a trade for trade. So yeah.
That's what's up. I like that. That trade for trade is big because, you know, it's when somebody appreciates you and they love what you're doing, they can easily tell the next person without having to be paid, because they know the value they're getting. And like you said, when you're connecting with people and collaborating, it's much better to stay connected to that person long term than thinking about, oh, what do I have to do to make this person purchase from me. If you start thinking like that, then you're losing the whole point. But you just bringing that conversation to the room and letting people know more about the product allows them to feel like, yeah, I actually do want to be part of this program. I want to be part of the membership. How do I sign up? Because you're giving them so much value and they want to feel exclusive. People like to feel exclusive. People like to feel like I'm the only one in this membership. I'm the only one on this plane. You know, there's a story I saw on TikTok how this guy was delayed for 18 hours by American Airlines, right? And he ended up getting a free trip, complimentary, and he had a full staff on board, full flight crew, full everything, but he was the only person on the plane. So imagine being on the only person on the plane. That's lonely, but yeah, you get all the premium service. But guess what? That is exclusive. Definitely, that's a story to tell. He's going to tell his kids and have a good time because, yes, I had a downtime. I lost 18 hours, but they compensated me with an experience that I don't get on a regular day. So thinking about that kind of experience that you want to give your consumer, not that you have to like drag them for them to get that complimentary kind of feeling, but if you think about what can I do exclusively that allows these people to actually get my insights, then they'll feel comfortable. Like you said, that ebook that they're going to get, they're going to use that information to use something with it, of course, productively. But at the end of the day, because they were able to purchase that, they're going to pay attention to that as well. And hidden knowledge said it so right. Those who don't pay attention. 100%. Now, Chris said something about analytics, and I think she's talking about Rob Pickering. So I'd love to know more about that. If you're able to speak, please come on stage because I'd love to know what that is. I Googled it, and I know it's showing me things about homes, and maybe I'm in the wrong site. Maybe it's like giving me like a news bulletin. So I would love to know more about that. Hey, Chris.
Hey there, you are just laying down the nuggets today. I really appreciate you. Rob Pickering, I'm kind of a pioneer in everything I've done in my life. And he created this app. He's gearing it a lot towards entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, and network marketers. I want you to know about it, but I want to introduce you to him. He's the developer because I can give you an introduction. But he tracks analytics. So if you send somebody a post, and he's also creating this whole social media. Like he's turning it into its own social media. But you send somebody something about your business, you will see real time when that person actually looked at that video, how long into the video they looked, did they watch the whole thing, all these analytics. So when you were talking analytics, I'm like, this is just another tool you might want to be acquainted with. And I'm a connector. So that's my purpose in doing that. So that's why I just wanted to bring you guys together. And you can DM me or something and we can get it done. I think you'd be interested in meeting him.
Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. I'm definitely going to connect with you. I've just given you a follow as well. And I'll send you my email in the back channel officially so you can connect us, because I know with tools, sometimes you need to know how it works or what it does. And I'm all about connections and making sure that, whoever is going to use it next can use it to their best advantage and, with its full potential. So I appreciate you for bringing this today. Thank you so much. This is what I love about Clubhouse. Everything that you hear on Clubhouse is a gem, especially if it comes from the right person. So this is exactly what I'm referring to as, when you give so much, you never know what you're going to get back. So this is really, really helpful, and I'm going to definitely take this to the next level and help you guys see more of these things, because when you're a geek and you're just nerding out on tools, sometimes it can be stressful. You don't know what you're looking at, but if you're able to look at it from a really good eye lens or good eye point of view, I think you can definitely do so much with the platform. So thank you so much, Chris, for bringing that up today. Dr. Fashion, quick question before we go. What is your goal for July?
Oh, that's a good question. Besides the income part,
Yeah.
I would say my goal is just to really push myself to create more more content that is out of my element. So if you look at my videos on Instagram, they're getting to where I want them to be, but they're not there just yet.
Okay.
So I know how to use After Effects, and you wouldn't know that if you looked at my video. So I'm trying to integrate that into my content to just make it more appealing to the eye and make people want to be like, whoa, how did she do that? So that is my goal all through July, is to create 30 pieces of content that makes you go, whoa. So you're going to be seeing a lot of fun stuff next month.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. That's big. Okay. I didn't even know you use After Effects. I had no idea.
I know I learned from YouTube, actually, not from YouTube University online, but YouTube in person. They taught me all these different things, and I learned over 10 years ago, and I never ever actually put it in my content, and you wouldn't know I knew how to do all that. So it's time for me to step my game up.
Okay. Okay. I'm excited. And now that you mentioned Adobe, because I'm sure you have the Adobe suite, have you been seeing the beta apps?
Yeah, it's so much going on in a good way, but it's just like, wow, they're always adding something new. But yesterday I was playing around with the Adobe Firefly. And if you go on my Instagram story, for those that want to check it out, I pretty much added like a fashionable hat on top of my head. And then I also did a video on how you can use Adobe AI Enhancer to increase the quality of your audio. So it's just been a lot they added, and I haven't even played around with everything yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that once we close this room. I'm definitely checking that out. What? Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I would say with Adobe Firefly, so one thing about Pinterest, because I want to stay on the topic of Pinterest, is they allow you to create your own cover image. So with Adobe Firefly, you can essentially do that through them and generate a natural looking cover that is going to be clickable for your audience. Because remember, that's one of the first things they see before they even click on the video.
Yeah.
And the same goes for like Instagram and YouTube. Your thumbnails are actually pretty important. So if you look at my like my Pinterest, my YouTube, and my IG, you can see that every video I have has.
Did you get a phone call? Ooh, I don't know if you can hear you. Chris, can you hear her? Or is it just me? Ooh, maybe that's just me. Let's see. Are you there? Can you guys hear me? I think my club deck froze. Huh. Kanita, can you still hear me? Let me see. Let me do something real quick and see what's going on. Wow. Hmm. Can you still hear me, Carnita? Can you guys hear me?
Welcome back, Favor.
Wow. Wow. I feel like Clubhouse is doing something to me because my app, the phone doesn't work. Club Deck is freezing. My YouTube, oh God, maybe I need to take a break.
All good. I was holding it down for you, but you back. You back.
Thank you. Before this thing goes off again, I'm like, I don't want to ruin the experience. But
You are good.
thank you. But I appreciate you, and giving people insight. I'll definitely listen to the replay to hear what you said because I was totally blacked out. I don't even know if I was in the room or not, but I'm glad I'm back. So, for those listening, I appreciate you guys for listening to the room today. We've had great conversations. It's been an hour, 30 minutes, and I wanted you guys to really understand how to make money on Pinterest. And we're not telling you how to make it, we're showing you what it takes to make it, and then you decide how you want to make it because everybody is a genius in their own right. And I believe we can all do amazing things together collectively as a people. So I appreciate you so much for that. And Chris, that was some great nuggets you gave us earlier. So I appreciate you, and I'll definitely connect with you after. Percy, Pauline, Iona, Colapo, Symphy, Jay, Hidden, Niles, Sean, Shelly, Christy, Wera, Ricky, and also my good friend as well, Carnita, on YouTube. Thank you so much for those who have been able to listen to me. I know we've had a couple people in the room, but this has been great, and I'll definitely bring this back for you guys very, very soon. So, with that said, thank you all. Make sure you listen to the replay for those who have not listened. We dropped so many insights for you. I've been on YouTube and also LinkedIn as well, so you can check me on those platforms. But I'm going to do this again. And I used to be on Clubhouse like this on Facebook, but after speaking with Brittany last week, or was it this week? She's like, "What are you doing on YouTube? Are you doing anything there?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm going to bring it back, and I'm bringing it back daily." So I'm going to do this more consistently, and I'll be showing up here as well. While I'll show up on YouTube, depending on where you want to be. But this room is open, and make sure you listen to the replay. I'm going to be bringing more rooms like this into the house so that you can stay connected with me on Clubhouse and on YouTube. So before we close, real quick, Brittany, now that I'm on YouTube, right? I'm going to move. I'm going to move this video to the podcast section, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then as far as settings, because I know how it's done with YouTube, is anything different that the podcast has released that I need to be aware of?
No, you just need to add it to that section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll add it, make the thumbnail look great and everything, and then set it off.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Okay. Appreciate that. All right.
No problem.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I know a lot of people are celebrating holidays right now, and July 4th is coming close soon. So if we don't meet till then, have a wonderful holiday. God bless you all. Stay safe, and we'll catch you up soon. All right. See you guys. Take care. Bye. You're welcome, Carnita. I just saw this right now. You're most welcome anytime.